Hi everyone. So we came into the second chapter, which is coffee production. My name is Rashid. I came from UiTM Micro Credential. So under this chapter, what you will learn will be to understand the coffee harvesting process, recognize the impact of each roasting stage and flavor quality, and the third one will be learnings about storing in the coffee bean itself. Now, we came into the third subtopic, which is we talk about the basic of roasting process. Okay, number one, it's the process of roasting actually came after we finish up washing and dry the beans. We only want to roast the bean which have been removed all the coffee cherries. Okay, so the process of roasting will remove almost 99% of the water inside the coffee bean. Okay, Maillard reaction, build aroma and also the color when we do the process. What is a Maillard reaction? Actually, the reactions of chemical or nutrient inside the coffee bean throughout the temperatures, that heat that given to this bean. So that's create an aroma. It's not only for coffee beans but also for our food, for example. And then we have a development phase to set the flavor and solubilities. This will be differentiate the bean between each of our roaster. Each roaster will have their special roasting development base, which will differentiate between him and his competitor. Roasting stage is, can you see in this graph, we started with the most lowest temperature and the shortest time lah. Okay, when the temperature higher become higher and the heat become higher, the bean will change from green to the dark or brown color. Roasting stage, actually we want to get rid of the moisture in the coffee bean. The browning stage is the reactions of the Maillards and also where the sugar in the bean will be caramelization. And development stage, as we all said earlier, usually started with the first crack. So whoever do the roasting will know about the rule of first crack. This is example of coffee roasting colors. You can see from the left we have light, and then we have a medium light, we have a medium dark, and also the dark. A lot of name actually been given for this one, but we only nowadays it's usually used like this. Before this, for example, the dark one we call as a French roast, but nowadays people just only call using these 5 name. Okay, usually the light have a higher acidities, and usually the light roasting profile will give the origins notes for the beans, whereby for medium usually have a balance of sweetness and body for the coffee. That's why nowadays medium roasting is more popular than the other roasting, especially for the espresso. Especially for espresso, most of the roaster will focus on a medium to medium dark roasting profile. And then we have the last one, which is dark roasting profile. Usually when you go into dark, the roast flavor will be dominated, but the advantage is it the most lowest acidity. You will not even taste the acidity in the dark roast. Some of the country, they prefer their espresso to be dark roast because they are not tolerate to the acidities in the coffee beans. Okay, the key temperature here, you can see the draft. So usually the temperature of the we call it as roasting started actually at 160 Celsius, and then it can take around 42 to 2 hours of roasting. The first crack usually started near 200 Celsius. Second crack between 224 to 235. Usually a roaster will use sound and also sight with the smell to adjust and control the rates of rising bean. This need a lot of practice, a lot of knowledge in coffee roasting in order for you to know which temperature is suitable, which temperature is good to make some type of roasting profile. Okay, we will talk about the roast variable here. Usually the roast variable, we will look into the bean itself, the origin of the bean, the densities, the size, and the moisture contents in the coffee bean. Even though the bean have been dry, but of course in the green bean itself, we still have a certain percentage of moisture is in that coffee bean. Then the second one will be the drum speed, airflow, and the charge temperature. Last but not least, we look into the batch size. A large or a small batch will be actually have a profile when you roast the bean. Heat application and time after first crack also will develop the character, the taste profile for each of the bean. We finish up on the two.